Indian fatigue cringe fest. Now, this is actually something that seems pretty interesting because apparently, I'm not going to lie, before my wife, I probably would have never spent any time with Indian cinema or anything. I mean, I'd seen like Japanese because I watched a ton of anime, Korean because of their shows, even Chinese because of some of their films. But I'd never like seen Indian cinema or anything. And it wasn't until my wife, she was like, "Oh, we should watch what was the first one? Dumal." We started it, and at that point in time, I didn't want to see it. So she's like, "Okay, we won't." And then she's like, "You like fantasy? Let's watch Bahubali." And then we watched that. And then for the 3 days I have to wait to watch the next one, I was pissed. And I just had to wait 3 days. Yeah. And then it was like KGF, Three Idiots, just on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, I keep getting comments about how people are like, "Oh, you're just using us for this." And I'm like, I guess I can believe it. But at the same time, it's like, I'm curious as to see what the Indian fatigue cringe fest really is.
The Western society has found a new fetish these days, and it's not like their usual fetishes like being a cuck or being a furry or being an LGBT activist. They are
This already started a bit beyond. The fact that they actually had an image of that. You know what? Let's not go back and look at it.
latest fetish is being an asshole while talking to Indians or talking about Indians, and since these guys get little to no resistance from Indians across the globe.
Okay, I get that. Because there are the IRL streamers who basically who leave the US, go to other places in the world. There are like Johnny Somali is basically going to prison in Korea. Petroli, but I think it was a Ukrainian streamer, IRL streamer, who's in jail, in prison in the Philippines. There's the guy who literally during Diwali this year blinded a 12-year-old girl because he shot a firework at her and then ran back to the US afterwards. So it's absolutely believable that they're just there to be a nuisance.
These guys have become way too direct and comfortable in their hate mongering. If this video came to your feed, then there's a 100% chance that you have seen a video of a random foreigner cherry picking some incidents from India and labeling it as if whole country of India does it. For example, this cow dung festival, which is celebrated in only...
Yep. I remember seeing this. So many people reacted to that freaking festival. And in my head, I was just like, I had never heard of that. And my wife was like, that's the stupidest thing ever. And then in my head, I'm like, you could literally go anywhere in the world, go to like the craziest locations and be like, oh, can you believe they do this? Like, imagine coming to the US and going to Amish territory. In the Amish, don't use technology. They still use horses. They refuse to use anything technological. That's like basically someone going there and being like, all Americans don't use it. How stupid is that? How stupid was this? And people, of course, believe that kind of thing because it was like, oh, third world country, of course, that's believable. Oh, because that kept popping up in my feed. The trash, or not the trash, the crap throwing. I was just like, okay. I'm not gonna watch that. That just sounds disgusting.
Only one small village in India is now being labeled as whole India's festival. Koi sense hai is baat ka? It's like watching a homemade American cuckold porn and straight away coming to the conclusion that every American man is a cuck, which most probably is true.
See, well, that's not exactly what I said, but kind of has the same intention. But yes, a lot of Americans are. Let's just say it flat out. They are. We absolutely are.
But we should not be generalizing an entire population based on the activities of some selective individuals. But you know Westerners, right? If they would have this much brain to understand these...
Thank you. Everyone wonders why I hate the West so much. I hate Western media. I hate Western women. I hate so much of the West because they're brain rot. It is. I've always used this analogy. This is going to end up being a long one. Let me say that right there. This is going to end up being a long one because you know me. I can go on talking for a while. I've been pausing it for quite a bit. But I've always viewed it as like if you're in a place in the world where you are perceived to have a tough life. Like, look at Mexico, look at India, look at the Philippines. I mean, any place that's considered third world country, the benefit of that, it's actually a plus, because you can look at other places in the world and, like, you know, the grass is greener on the other side, and you have a goal to adhere to. The problem with being in like a Western modern society is you have no goal. So the problem becomes, how do you take on problems? That's why you get so many people in the West talking about crap they know nothing about. Like the whole Palestine-Israel thing. I have no concept of that, so why would I have a say in it? Why should people in the US who know nothing about that crap have a say in it? It makes no sense to me. I mean, I believe the US shouldn't be involved to begin with. But it's absolutely insane because they have to take problems from elsewhere in the world. We're so uppity up, we need to help other places. The problem is, they have nowhere else to look for guidance or advice because they perceive themselves as the best. Instead of looking to the world as, oh, we have to help our fellow neighbor. Like, that's how I've always viewed the world. That's always how I viewed the world. Like, you have nations, which are basically kids on a playground. And then you go to each state in that nation, which are kids on a playground. Then you go to each individual city in those states, which are kids on a playground trying to take things from other people. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that, especially Westerners, try to think they're so far above that they can help other people. It's like, no, that it's okay with like giving aid where you can, but when they try to talk on things, like for me, I can talk about immigration. I know deep in depth about immigration since I've had to go through it. So I can talk about that and complain about that all I want because it is a true issue. Get rid of all the illegals and actually bring in those who want to be here. It's that simple. It's that simple.
These basic things, then we wouldn't have to make these kinds of videos. But since we are making these kinds of
It's gonna be a
videos,
talk.
let's get straight to the point. We'll see the Indian fatigue video, which has more than 1 million views, and like any other India hating video, this video also has a lot of misinformation and lies, which we'll talk about. And to make this video more
Okay, good. I'm curious at how that, now I kind of want to see that one. If it has more lies, I kind of want to see it.
interesting for me and more informative for you, what I'll do is I won't be reacting to the original video, but instead of that, I'll react to the reaction of the original video. This way we'll cover two kinds of Westerners, one that creates these misinformative, hate-mongering content, and the other that believes everything that's been
I love it. I love it. It's the inception of it all. I'm reacting to a guy reacting to a guy reacting to a reaction or an essay of what was said.
fed to them and not just believing. These guys propagate it further, leading to more hate mongering and misinformation. Before we dive into this video, I'll give you some intel on the creator of this Indian fatigue video. This guy is an American but is from Middle Eastern descent and he's a Muslim. You might think it's unnecessary to point out this guy's
The sad thing is, it's not pointless to point it out. It's actually very crucial to the topic, pointing it out. I mean, if you pointed out that someone's an American making a video about something, it's obviously to be demeaning and demoralizing and obviously filled with misinformation because they don't understand it. If Americans making a video about an Indian, how it is to live in India, if they're not living there, they have no concept. If they made a video about being a foreigner living in India, that's a different story. But it is crucial. And the fact that, again, I'm not going to say the unspoken part out loud. He said it for me, basically.
religion here, but we also need to understand that every guy's opinions and biases and way of thinking is shaped by their environment, their schooling, and their religion as well, especially if they are from an Abrahamic religion, because most of these guys are brainwashed from the childhood to hate anyone who does not follow the same religion as these.
I wouldn't say that Abrahamic, because there are a lot of religions that absolutely do the same exact thing. But it is good to bring up the religion, to say that you paint them all with one brush because it's an Abraham. I know Judaism, Christianity, Catholicism, Mormon, the Muslim, all comes from basically the same brush, but at the same time, you can't exactly do that because it just gets people combative. Because for me, I hear that, I'm just like, oh, that seems a little triggering, because you never want to paint everyone with a massive brush. You want to be somewhat acceptable.
guys. And you'll see a hint of that hate in this entire Indian fatigue video.
Alright, so there's a video that's kind of going viral right now called Indian Fatigue. It has nearly 500,000 views in 4 days, and it's made by a friend of the channel Ib. So I'm happy to see him going viral.
So basically one friend makes a video and the other one gives his seal of approval. It's like 2 girls 1 cup thing where one guy shits on the cup.
I didn't need that image. Do you know what that is? I'll probably explain it to you later. Remind me. It is. I found out what it was in college. I'm gonna have to explain to my wife what that reference is in regards to. Don't look it up. I'll have to tell you, because if you look it up, you'll get some weird crap. Yes, it is very good you don't know about it. I didn't know about it, but sadly, I had roommates that forced. It was actually Tahir. Tahir forced it onto me. He forced a lot of weird stuff onto everyone.
Which is obviously Indian people, and the other guy just eats that shit up.
You know, there might be some Indians that see this and get very upset with him just based off of the title and the fact that they see the video is an hour long. An hour of him, I guess, airing out his grievances with the Indian community.
This video title is basically copied.
Like, the thing is, I could do a video like that. Well, not really Indian fatigue, but mine would be a foreigner's grievances being in India. Because my first trip there was incredibly aggravating. Incredibly aggravating, because I come from a place where it's like you're standing in line, you wait in line for your turn, and then I go to India where I leave just a little bit of room in front of me, and then everyone started cutting me off, and it got me pissed off because I just got off a 17-hour flight trying to get my next flight, and people were just inconsiderate, and it was just so disrespectful, and I'm just like, this is supposed to be the place that preaches respect. How can people not understand the concept of respect? But that's from me being there and having a different perspective. It doesn't mean I paint everyone with the same brush. It's just a different kind of reality. And then you see how people drive, and it's like, okay, they walk around the same way. You see an opening, you drive right into it. But it's still stressful, especially as a foreigner who's used to just waiting in line.
From a different Indian fatigue video which was yeeted out of existence by some unknown forces. That video also had a lot of misinformation and generalization as well as plain lies, and this video is also going to be the same.
And I mean, I gave it a like because I'm his friend, and I haven't even watched all of it, so, you know, maybe I have to take away the like while watching it. We'll see. Yeah, the thumbnail is just insane, by the way.
The video is not yet started, and he's already sucking up to his balls. This clearly shows how unbiased this reaction is going to be.
It's not age restricted, too. I mean, honestly, a part of me takes this as a giant win for the state of YouTube, because the fact that you can make a video titled Indian Fatigue with this as a thumbnail and not get age restricted and likely get...
How is that age restricted? The word poop will get a kid to giggle. That's not going to be age restricted. Fatigue is not a word that should be restricted. I mean, I can understand having something like... I'm trying to think. Because even retard is a very common word that shouldn't even be restricted, because it's everyone's retarded. Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. But yeah, I hate how he's, again, he's right. He's right, basically, about, oh, he's buttering up, he's okay with it. He's just, no, everything here is acceptable.
Monetized. I hope he's monetized on this. I hope he's making money. I hope he can keep the lights on. That would be insane, though.
So basically, shocked to see that you can say whatever to Indians on YouTube and you can still earn money out of it. Like, there's no moderation from YouTube's end to stop bullying, harassment or hate mongering against Indians. And it's obviously a big win for creators like these because it gives them a free pass to be as bad as possible in the name of criticism. And see,
again, I do believe it's okay for people to be cruel towards everyone. It's okay if everyone should be allowed to do the exact same thing. Everyone should. I truly believe that. It's either you're allowed to target everyone or you're not allowed to target anybody. That's just it. And if there are videos that are about, oh, India fatigue, there should be American fatigue. Let's be honest. There would be thousands of videos like that. There probably are. We are a very pathetic group of people over here. The West always finds some community to bully. Before it was Chinese, blacks, Jews, and now is Indians. I don't think that's actually true. I just think people like to see themselves as superior. It's that simple. It has nothing to do with community. It has to do with, oh, I live in a higher society. It's that simple. It's the same thing. Like, that's why I always use like children on a playground. No matter what, even groups of people. If you want to see a person's intellect go down, See them around their friends. See them in a group of people where they want to fit in. Their intellect will drop to fit in that group because everyone in that group's intellect drops to fit in that group. Look at political parties. Look at in the US, we have two parties. Well, other parties are growing, but there's the Democratic Party, which if you get a ton of Democrats together, their IQs drop because they have to be so PC, so polite, so respectful of other people's opinions. Same thing with Republicans. If you get too many of them in one room, all their IQs will drop because they all have to tiptoe around things. They all have to not say offensive things that'll oust them from the party. It just happens. That's why I always say hate people, love the individual, because there's always going to be people who absolutely despise you and hate you as a whole. That's just the way it is. Like, there are people who absolutely hate streamers, and that's perfectly valid, especially with how many awful streamers there are. And we all are awful. Every single one of us. It just, a lot of people pretend not to be. But yeah, I mean, it's basically they see themselves as superior and they want to flaunt their superiority. I don't think it has anything to do with actually bullying. Well, I guess that kind of is, but they just want to feel superior. A lot of people want to feel superior. I know I'm a lot more retarded than my wife. Well, I can't say that. I am retarded. My wife is a genius. But that's why I went to India to get a wife. That's where I went to find a genius. See, I know the truth, okay? I know the truth about India. So I could do a real Westerner, breakdown of what India is. Because I went to India to marry a genius because Westerners are too stupid. And then I could vent all my grievances on my experience in India. But sadly, I don't have time to make a video like that because I'm working all the time. Sucks. It's like a catch-22. You want to do something, you would like to do something, because in the end, it would be something like it would be both negative and positive, because about the positives of going to India to get someone who's superior to myself. And then, because that's like the best part. And then like my personal bad experiences there, but then also seeing like the culture, because the oldest building in the US is what, 300 years old? Something like that. Yet you can go to India and basically throw a rock in the air and it'll land on something that's like several thousand years old with rich history.
How happy he looks about this, like he's getting a cut from the ad revenue of this video.
And yeah, so I guess let's just make some, observations and commentary prior to the video so we're all on the same page. My opinion about talking about Indians is my opinion about talking about any group of people. I think criticizing any group based on things they can control is fine. Indians can control their culture, you know? They can't control their skin color.
That is the most racist thing I have ever heard. Your culture is who you are as a people. Oh, streamers have some ego. Even if they seem nice, they have some ego on them. Yeah, they all do. I even do. Like, let's not kid ourselves. Everyone does. Everyone absolutely does. But the problem is, what I don't like is people who fake who they are. How late are you? A good 30-something minutes. But yeah, this was absolutely, I've never heard something so offensive. It's just like, oh, they can change their culture. They can change their, no. He's obviously never been to India. Let's be honest. He's probably never set foot there. I've been there. I've been to the rural areas where they barely even have power. So to think that ways that your grandparents taught you, and then your parents taught you, and then you're going to teach your children, when you still don't have access to everything in the wider world, it makes sense that you still do things the way you were taught, because it's tradition. I mean, heck, how barbaric does it look to foreigners when Westerners this time of year in December go outside, cut down a tree, and bring it inside the house? Yeah, the deforestation. How stupid does that sound? Seriously, how stupid does that sound? But everyone understands it. Everyone knows it. Just like the Easter bunny. What bunny runs around hiding eggs for Jesus? I mean, the sheer nonsense. What does eggs and a bunny have to do with the resurrection of Christ? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But from someone on the outside, you see how stupid and deranged that sounds, but everyone understands it. It's a part of culture. It's a part of the way the world has just accepted things. Yeah. So my wife said probably the only Indian thing he's ever done is tasted chicken curry. And that's the thing. That isn't even equivalent to India. I mean, while I was in India, I didn't get any chicken curry because I was in the northern area. I never was down south because they're cooked completely different dishes. And yes, saying an Indian can control millions of people in one culture is like saying a fish can control a wolf pack. Yeah, exactly. Most people buys plastic trees, and that's even weirder. I'm not gonna lie. I have. So, I bought myself a plastic tree years ago for when I was finally gonna bring my wife with me. I set it up this time around. I bought a plastic tree for my parents, and then after Thanksgiving, I went to Costco, and I bought an actual real tree that was cut down to bring to my parents' house and set it up and decorate it. So, 2 plastic trees and 1 real tree that's been cut down. But that's the thing. It's barbaric. It makes absolutely no sense. If you turn off your brain about the what it's supposed to be about, giving gifts and things like that, the birth of Christ, which isn't technically the correct date, but it was co-opted to, pump funds into the economy once a year. Just like Easter and just like Valentine's Day and just like every other real holiday that gets you to buy stuff. But yeah, I mean, gosh. Yeah, that right there. I can't believe he got away with saying something like that. There are 1 billion people in India. How are they not berating this person and getting him canceled? And, well, now this is a stereotype, but I'm going with it because I enjoy stereotypes. There are 1 billion people in India, and 2 billion of them are scammers. So that's like 40 billion people right there that could easily harass this person. Oh my gosh. And by that, I mean like one person who's a scammer can create how many different accounts and micromanage all that. Oh, I never understood Christmas. We shouldn't have greed or for presents, but they're expected for us to give presents to other people. I've honestly never understood it either, but I've never actually surrounded myself with people who expect things or demand things. My family was never like that, but there are people who just naturally expect things. Also, someone said the holiday represent one of the 7 deadly sins. Yeah. 1.5 billion. There are 3 million, close to 400 million people in the United States. And you all can't harass this person and tell him he was absolutely racist with that piece of the line? Yeah. Don't encourage harassment. I'm sorry. Yeah, never go and harass somebody. But it just, oh my gosh. That's what's funny is I'm normally someone who likes to encourage people being outspoken, but there are lines you shouldn't cross. There are things that are just like, I don't mind being joking about like India's full of scammers. That's why there's like 20 billion people there, because if one person can be 1,000 people, I mean, you look at 1.5 billion people, there's 20 billion people in India. But that's just a joke. It's in jest, but yeah, I know India isn't united, but then again, neither is any other nation. So it balances out. I will see the stream again to understand all these, but can anyone give me a summary, please? I'm reacting to the someone who's basically doing a reaction to the India fatigue video, and I just went on a tangent. I've been going on quite a few tangents here, and we're only 4 minutes into the video. 4 minutes into the video, and I've been going for like 10 minutes now. I'm just going to continue.
You know, their race or their accent, right? Those are all things that are, I would say, immutable.
You're wrong on this, buddy. Accent can be controlled and changed with practice. And I'm pretty sure you don't even know what culture actually means.
Yeah, what culture actually means. I just went on a tirade about that. But the accent, I mean, seriously, you can go around India and find people with different accents. You know why? And this is for people who aren't in India or don't understand Indian culture. You know why you can go to India and get it and know there are a ton of different accents? Because there are several thousand different languages spoken in India. Gosh, I mean, you can't just say, oh, they all sound the same. Yes, we all know the stereotypical Indian accent. Hello there, please come again. I mean, seriously, come on. Everyone knows the typical accent. But again, if you're in India and someone's speaking English, the accents are completely different across the board. Culture means a lot of things, but it has one true meaning. Yeah, I guess. I mean, my culture is... What is my culture? I don't have one. I don't have one. I'm a couch potato.
Right. And so with Indians, there's definitely some things I would say with their culture that's worth criticizing, as is with every culture. I do think they have some uniquely, I would say, irritable things that people find.
Oh, irritable. There are uniquely irritable things. Not just outside India, but even the war inside, like North India versus South India. Yep, I've spotted that. I see that all the freaking time. It's so weird to me. It's so weird to me. It was just like, that's racism. No. They started. Like, okay. They should be united as a whole. Yep, I believe they should. I believe every nation should be looking at their nation and seeing their nation first. Their nation should be they should always put their nation first.
With their culture, like scamming, call centers.
What the fuck, man?
It's a joke. And if India isn't going to do it, guess what? Another nation will. Most of those scanning call centers. Okay, so OnlyFans is basically that porn site on okay, corn site is that corn site on that a lot of women streamers promote it because that's the only way they actually get money, because they don't actually have anything beneficial to add to a topic. They just prefer taking their clothes off. But a lot of people will pay money to that and start talking to them personally. Well, guess what? Most of those people responding are call centers in India, Pakistan, and these third world countries, because guess what? Those women aren't going to be messaging these pathetic guys. They'll outsource it to someone else who's willing to do it. So eventually it'll be... So it's just ridiculous. No matter what. If it's not India, it would be somewhere else. Just be happy that India is at least taking up the slack, okay? Like, I would always get called when I worked at a retail store. I worked the night shift so I could, talk to my wife while she was in India, because it was daytime in India. And always I would get called, and immediately I'd answer the phone and I'd know it was Rajit. I'd always call him Ranjit because of Phineas and Ferb. That's who he was to me. Always. He would be calling, telling me, oh, there was an emergency. I'm from San Francisco. And you could tell he wasn't even in the U.S. You could hear people in the background. You could hear his heavy accent. And it was just, but it was fun. It was fun. But it is sad when the older people kind of fall victim to that kind of thing. But at the same time, you just got to re-educate the elderly folks about, you got to be careful when you start getting these certain links. And then eventually, guess what? That's how you stop it. Because you can't actually go to India and break down all these scammers, all these call centers that are doing things wrong. It's just,
Do you really believe that these things come under culture? Or you literally had nothing else to say, so you came up with some random crime happening in India? That's dumb as fuck, man. A culture is basically popular belief, customs, or ideals of a particular society. Like not washing your ass after you take a shit and spreading it across your butt cheeks using a...
I love that. I love that. Where you don't wash and you just wipe it with a dry cloth. You wipe it with a dry cloth. And then guess what? As you start walking around, you're smelling it the rest of the day. Because if you've been sweating, it's been leaking and getting on your underwear. There's the visual for you. There's the visual for you. And no, I won't explain how I know. But there's the visual for you as to why you actually need to wash, not just wipe.
Toilet paper and then applying deodorant to mask the smell of shit is Western culture, because that thing is being followed in every Western household. On the other hand, school shooting is not Western culture, because only a few people do it, and it's also a crime. Similarly, scamming and all those call center shit is not Indian culture.
Like there's literally...
See, that's an argument. That is absolutely an argument, not a tangent like I did. That was actually a valid argument onto why what he was saying was absolute crap.
a festival, I'm pretty sure. It's called Gorhaba, where they spend...
That's the main issue. That's the main issue. The only thing he knows about India is the one thing that went viral. Don't say more, please. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I should just play this. I should just play this.
Time throwing around cow shit, and that's, again, not even me trying to be mean. I mean, look at this up. Gorhaba is a unique, messy festival where they throw cow shit at each other, but they call it dung. It's believed to have purifying or healing properties. The festival involves collecting cow manure, a priest forming a blessing ritual, and then a battle. So they literally have a battle where they throw poop at each other.
One thing that everyone...
Let me do that. Oh, did I spell it wrong? The Amish are traditionalist, Anabaptist Christians communities known for simple living, plain dress, and separation from modern technology. How stupid do you have to be to literally look something up and be like, oh, this is India. Oh, this is the United States. This right here is the United States. Immediately, I just broke his entire argument right there. Genius.
One needs to admire about these Westerners is that when they want to hate someone, they go all over the place to find reasons to hate them. Like this festival this guy is talking about, 99% of Indians don't even know about this festival.
I would say it'd be much more than 99%. There are way too many Indians in India and across the world for it to be just 99%. It'd be much higher percentage that didn't know it existed.
Because there's only one village in India that celebrates this festival. These people amount to 0.01% of India's population or even less. But Miss Snow White is acting as if whole India celebrates this festival. While we are talking about this festival, let's talk about the Tyler guy who made a documentary on this. The documentary itself is kind of a decent vlog where you see a random white guy being treated as a princess and is allowed to participate in a strange festival in a remote village in India. And that's it. He went there, recorded the festival and came back. After that, if he would have just normally uploaded the documentary like a documentary, then there would be no problem in his video. But the thing is, this guy wanted to create drama, he wanted all kinds of controversies and also wanted to capitalize on the Indian hate. So instead of saying...
And I'm pretty sure he got a ton of money for it. I mean, that's in the end what it was for. He did it for money. Check your Discord. I have a funny short for you. Did you put in the recommendations? Sorry. I DM'd him personally in Discord. Yeah. So it's in mine. It's in mine. All right. I'll have to check it in a minute.
That I'm making a documentary on this specific festival in India, this guy shares his photograph from the festival with a demeaning caption. After that, he posts 2 more videos from that same festival with a similar kind of caption. And notice one thing, in each of his posts, he always claims this festival as India's poop throwing festival. Even though while recording his documentary, he would have realized that this festival is limited to only that particular village and their personal beliefs. But still he kept writing India's poop festival everywhere, as if to somehow say that all Indians celebrate this festival. And when Indians pushed back by reporting his post and making fake claims like he did in his post, he started playing the victim card. Like Indians are mass
again, I can understand as to why he put, again, if it's the only one in India, he can use the word India's poop festival because it's the only one in India and it's recognized. But at the same time, he's painting the entire nation with one brush. And that's never something you do. I mean, that's what this person did at the beginning of the video. And you never do that. You never do that. I mean, heck, I've been there, and the culture changes drastically, not just from state to state, but from city to village to town. It changes drastically. But yeah, I've actually been there.
Supporting me and doing this and that, while parallelly uploading controversial clips from his documentary. And let me remind you again, he never clarified that this festival is limited to only one village in India and does not represent the whole population. Only when the final documentary was released, there it was mentioned that only this village celebrates this festival. But till then, damage was already done.
Yeah,
many people across the globe currently think that this is a nationwide festival and every Indian participates.
Yeah, because the way it was portrayed was like everyone knows where the biggest water festival in the world is at. It's like some day in March in Thailand where it's like a giant water fight, just squirt guns, hoses, people running around, water balloons, and it's just this massive water fight. So everyone kind of knows that. So when you create a documentary which kind of depicts India having their type, which is throwing cow dung, you're obviously trying to create a bad narrative.
In this, some even think that the festival of Diwali is celebrated like this only, even though it's completely different.
I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know what his political affiliations are or anything like that. But anybody who's got the guts to travel over into a third world country and show the American people what it is that they do to celebrate.
You know, I hate Americans too. He knew what he was doing. He was here to earn money, and he did. Yeah, he was there to earn money. He was there to earn money. That was it. A tomato throwing festival? Yeah. There are so many things. Like, yeah, Holly. Holy? Yeah. Yeah, there's so many different things. Like, what is it? There is a location in the U.S. where it's like a day where they go snake killing. They go out to kill snakes because I guess rattlesnakes are kind of bad there, and it's just so that's what they do. That's a tradition. It's a festival. You go out and you behead serpents. Okay, I mean doesn't that sound crazy? You're going out to kill animals. That sounds very barbaric to me. It's not for lunch. It's not for leather. It's not. No. You're just going out to kill them. People don't use their common sense. People don't bother researching stuff. Again, he started off the video by like, oh, they'll watch it and then they'll just see everything. It's like, yeah, that's true. So many people will see something. I fall victim to that too, where I'll see something and then it'll paint a narrative different than what it is. That's why I like to see different sides to things and try to be like, form my own opinion, especially when it comes from history. Because when it comes to history, I mean, nobody knows what actually happened. Let's be honest. If it wasn't documented or on video footage, there's always contradictory reports from every side. They call it the third world country, but if you ask them who made the country third world, yeah, I mean, seriously, who created those barriers and borders?
The country's biggest holiday, I think deserves our respect.
See, this is how these cucks form a narrative. And when people call them out for being misleading or let's say racist, these guys come up with lame excuses. Like if media is recording this festival, then it's wholesome. But if I record it, it's racist. While completely hiding the fact that the marketing of this documentary was in fact racial.
Well, I wouldn't say it's wholesome. I wouldn't say it's racist. I would just say it was misinformative. There is a complete difference. And of course, the creator was there to just do that. US also has Cow Dung Festival, but you don't hear people talking about it because it's common sense, not to indulge in narratives that can be harmful. But looks like Americans have poor sense of humor. For a long time, the U.S. wasn't allowed to have a sense of humor. You know, when in 2016, America wasn't allowed to make jokes or be funny. It's coming back, though. It's coming back. Yeah, but common sense is the least thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Motivated. And to be honest, Indians should not be surprised by these kinds of things because this is what these Westerners have been doing from a long time and they're not going to stop anytime soon.
See, that's the thing is like, I do a lot of content, and again, because of my wife. That's the main reason. I'll be honest. I wouldn't have probably gotten involved in Indian content or cared about it because, well, I loved my wife and I wanted to learn more. But the thing is a lot of people will come into my chat and then just comment on me about like doing what everyone else does because I get it. I get it. You see a lot of people just spouting nonsense and hate that when I say something I'm not happy about in a trailer, everyone just assumes. Oh, but yeah, I mean, you have to be careful when you do things, especially when you're again, you know why he went there. You know why he did the video the way he did. He became incredibly rich, incredibly wealthy off that video. Just like the one IRL streamer who blinded that 12-year-old Indian girl and then fled India after Diwali because he blinded her. You probably shouldn't indulge in these topics. Focus on the positives, please. But it's your channel, up to you. Yeah, I am. Exactly. I am focusing. My wife says I am focusing on the positives because I'm focusing on actually what's good instead of like the stupid Westerners not actually thinking for themselves. That it's too common for people to see something on TikTok and be like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense. If I don't shower, I'll always be clean." Because there's no need to, it's just like you get something dumb like that. Like the moon landing was fake nonsense. A lot of people are believing that, even though people have believed that for a long period of time, because they saw it on TikTok. Oh.
I just feel bad for the people of that village because these guys were so generous and friendly and were happy that a foreigner has come to enjoy their festival with them. But those guys were not aware of his real intentions. This guy was acting as if he was really curious about the festival and even acted as if he...
See, the sad thing is, if I was to go there now and try to experience it, to just be like, what is this festival really like? I would not be welcomed. Why? Because this moron has decided to basically paint all foreigners in a massive brush.
Enjoyed that festival, but once the documentary was completed, this guy took a U-turn and started shitting on them. So kudos to you, Tyler, for betraying those poor villagers. One thing that was good in this documentary was that during the festival, this guy and his crew were wearing hazmat suits, which they might have thought would protect them from the cow dung, but actually it was protecting the villagers from these guys. The festival was basically about throwing cow dung on each other, but having these guys without those hazmat suits would have increased the chances of adding human poop to the cow dung by 100%. It's because of the Western practice of not washing your ass after you take a shit and just roaming around with deodorant. Their fecal material would have mixed with the cow dung and would have given all kind of STDs to those villagers. So thanks a lot for being in that hazmat suit, man. Anyways, while we are talking
he was protecting the natives from his own problems. I get it. I get it. Smart.
About the cow dung festival, there's a similar festival which is celebrated in USA as well. Here the Americans try to throw the poop as far as possible, which might seem less ugly than the festival that this Tyler guy documented. But here's the catch. The participants have to throw cow dung in multiple turns, and between each turn, these guys lick their fingers. So now it evens up to the other cow dung festivals.
Repeatedly told me to lick my fingers in between throws.
Well, you get 2 throws. If you throw it in the men's open, you get 2 throws. And the old secret of throwing, after you throw your first chip, you're supposed to lick your fingers before you throw your second chip.
So it's up to you to decide.
Again, you can look anywhere, and notice problems in certain areas. Everywhere has customs that are absolutely insane. The truth is, if the people are having fun and having a good time, who is it of me? Even if I feel uncomfortable with something, it is not my place to correct someone else's good time. I hate that mindset. I hated it, like even when the cancel culture started coming around, where everyone was like, oh, you can't say this. It's very offensive. Oh, you hurt my feelings when you used the word retard 20 years ago, so your career will be over for that. I mean, it is so freaking ridiculous. Don't force your ideals on anyone else. Everyone's allowed to enjoy what they enjoy. Everyone's allowed to cut down a tree and bring it inside their house if they want. Everyone's allowed to chase a bunny that apparently is laying eggs everywhere. It makes no sense to me, but yeah, people are allowed to enjoy that stuff. But don't try to dictate to another group of people what you see as wrong or anything. It's their choice. It's their choice. It's their community. Don't try to force your community's ideals on another community. That's what gets me so enraged about like the illegal immigration, where all these people came over without wanting to actually be here, and then they're flying their nation's flag, which they were fleeing from. It makes no sense. You don't belong here. You apparently want to go back to your nation.
Which festival you want to participate in, have cow dung outside of your body, or just lick it. For me, I won't be joining any of these festivals, but that won't make me label the whole community based on these selective individuals. Anyways, coming back to Miss Snow White where we left off. So yeah, go ahead, man.
India community to worship their first transgender statue in history.
So yeah, we are starting the video with a fake caption. This is not a transgender woman and this is not a god and nobody is worshipping it. But let's see what the cultist has to say about it.
Holy smokes, we got Indians worshipping animatronics like it's Five Nights in Furnishes. Am I the only one that kind of gets the creeps from stuff like this? I mean, look, it even has like demon fangs and demon claws.
I don't even know what to say. Really, I think I'm speechless. I mean, there are like idols and things that look demonic to like a Western's perspective. They look demonic. Like there's the lady who was drinking the blood of like heads and then like decapitating people. Yeah, Kali, the goddess of war, right? Yeah, goddess of war. It looks satanic from a Westerner's perspective, but it's not for me to record a video of that statue being like, oh, all these people are sinners and they worship the devil. I mean, what the heck? Hey, bro, I have a nice Indian song for you to react. Discord, send it to my Discord. I might have a chance to check it out. I've been going on for about 40 minutes and I'm 8 minutes into this video, or 11 minutes. I need to get through.
See, that's what I told you earlier. Mr. Bomberman is trying to convince his audience that Indians worship some kind of demon, so that later on he can easily convert.
See, I said the exact same thing. I could be friends with him. I should reach out to him. I should reach out to him. It's like, you want to collab? You want to talk to a Westerner who's a complete idiot, but at least somewhat has been there? The white appeasement rooted deep in in the Indian psyche. Well, yeah, because I haven't read the whole thing, but what is it? Like with schools and everything, where when the British came over, they actually tried to change the children first. They brought the children, they were wearing like, Western clothes. They had to read the Western books. They had to do everything in like the Western style. And it was to convince the kids that their parents were barbaric. That was the concept of it. You have to target the kids first. Oh. LOL demonic. People act like Satanism isn't a thing in the West. Oh, it is a thing. It absolutely is. By the way, what's the topic going on, bro? I've been doing this for like 40 minutes. It's Indian Fatigue Cringe Fest. Basically a video that's 30 minutes long when I've been going for like 40 minutes about someone talking about how people have been taking advantage of like India and misconstruing it and like completely, changing what it actually is. In the past, I used to conquer them in X and comments, but then I see there's a pattern, so I just skip these types so that I don't get views. Yeah. But I think I have to start a channel to, you really do. You need to observe it. You need to give a critical feedback instead of like this person who's watching it, that's this white dude who's watching it, and then being like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, this is my friend's video. I'll give it a like and I'll learn something here today instead of knowing something to begin with.
Them to his religion and get his incentive from his local madrasa. This video is actually from an animatronic show which was organized to show various events from the life of Bhagwan Krishna and how he defeated some demons that came to kill him. This woman was a demon, or you can say an American from Middle Eastern descent, and she was sent to kill Bhagwan Krishna, but Bhagwan Krishna killed her instead. You can see baby Krishna in this video as well. Doesn't look like a demon, right? Unless you are some abortion paglu, which is very common in Western society. So in that case, any kind of a baby is a nightmare for you. So this was
Okay, I like that one. I like that one. The fear of children.
one part of misinformation that this bomber man is trying to spread. But take a look at Miss Snow White. He's just sitting there consuming and agreeing to all the shit that's being said. And he'll be like this through.
Exactly. That is not how you react to things. Like, look at me. I'm 12 minutes in and I've been going for 40. That's how you're supposed to do it properly. That's how you're supposed to add something to something. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's I like, the funny thing is I keep cutting him off and then he creates another good argument and I've like kind of went on a tangent with that argument. It's like, oh, I probably should have just watched the whole thing. But at the same time, I mean, everyone should probably check it out on their own. It'd probably be funnier. It'd be a lot quicker, let's be honest. But yeah, everyone needs to check it out on their own. You'll probably get more jokes and me not pausing it halfway through.
About the video.
I just want to say before we start the video, this is no way in shape and form every single Indian on the planet.
Of course not. Like, again, I feel like, again, this goes without saying.
You know, there's two.
You can't say that. That's like Jack Doherty insulting people and then going like, oh, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm just joking. You can't do that. You can't say your true feelings and then be like, well, just so you know. No, this truly is your opinion on things. This is truly how you feel about things. They see you, they see video, see you next time, like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, well, that's it. That's basically it. Because the funny thing is, a lot of famous people tend to do that because they can get away with it. They can get away with it.
Billion or so of these guys, there's no way every single one of them is not wearing deodorant and not showering.
Yeah, I agree, and same from my side as well. Anything I say in this video about certain kinds of people or ethnicity or nationality or religion will not apply to the whole population. It's not like every Muslim is a terrorist or every white guy is a cuck. So just don't be embarrassed if I say
We are. We are. Let's be honest, we are. No, I am not. My dad came here from Mexico. He's a legal citizen now. I'm white. I'm white.
something about it, okay?
This is not a call of violence towards Indian people, nor is this video intended to bully anybody of Indian descent.
That's a flat out lie. That's an absolute flat out lie. No, what it should be is disclaimer. I am making this just to incite rage, hate views, and make a ton of money. That's all it should say. That's all it should say. That's what the disclaimer should be.
This is simply me reacting, disagreeing, or questioning with culture, as well as my raw reaction.
Questioning with culture. Never. Never bring your culture to another location. It doesn't belong there. If you're going to travel somewhere, keep your culture to your apartment, to your house, to your hotel that you're staying at, but don't take it out to another nation. It doesn't belong there.
Into certain clips.
Same from my side as well. I'll be giving my genuine reactions and will be pointing out some hypocrisy and misinformation.
I am a lesbian. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay, right?
So here we have a bunch of Indians basically adapting the Western culture, calling themselves lesbian, bisexual and transgender and trying to be as American as possible. But let's see how the real Americans react to this clip.
I am a lesbian.
Oh, I'm a lesbian?
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay, right, guys?
I'm bisexual. That's
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, no, bisexual, that,
Sure.
not my cup of tea, but it's up to you.
Okay.
I'm transgender. That's okay.
Okay.
Once again, not my cup of tea, but if that's
Sure.
what you want to do, that's okay.
Yeah, obviously you'll be okay with it. After all, your country started this shit.
I
Right.
am a Hijra. That's okay.
They're saying Hijra, it's not Hitler. Don't let it get to you, Snow White. It's not Hitler, it's...
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Out of topic question. Yes, I'm into anime. I'm into anime. But yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Hijra. Don't try to act over smart, man. It's not Hitler. I'm telling you, it's not Hitler. Please.
It's okay.
please.
Wait, what?
Okay,
They just say
okay.
that they're Hitler?
That's
Fuck, man. Are you guys deaf or what? This fucking Snow White solved differential equation in there trying to decode what these guys are saying, but still ended up agreeing to this Bomberman's manipulation tricks. These guys are calling themselves Hijra, which is technically a third gender, or in today's context, they are American from Middle Eastern descent. This has nothing to do with Hitler. So here this Chinese guy is showing a deodorant bottle to an Indian, and obviously he's not going to recognize a deodorant bottle which is not available in India. And this Chinese guy is like, what? You don't know the product that's not available in your country? What the fuck?
You don't know? Look,
Wait, it is available? Oh, so it's a face. It's not the arm deodorant. Yeah, it's a company name. But do they not have the arm deodorant? Levia? Nevia. Nevia. You know, I really need to... You should just sit right here, use the second microphone, and because honestly, I can talk for hours on end, and if she was to actually join me, we would get actually some intellectual thoughts on this whole thing, instead of me just spewing nonsense continuously. This brand is not available, I guess. Well, I guess yeah, aftershave. Thank you. I don't use that. I have never used aftershave or shaving cream in my life. I just shave. Being homosexual, it's only a Western thing. It's a natural thing, part of... Yeah, it's funny. Throughout history, there are books. There are characters in books, even in Western, what is it? The Count of Monte Cristo, which I think is 400 years old now. They had lesbian characters in it. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like even in ancient Rome and ancient Greece and like all the ancient civilizations all had it. The fact that people are asking as if it's a new thing is absolutely insane. But that's one of the issues. You get a lot of videos where it's like how the West stole things from other places of the world. Like astrology, because the Aztecs used astrology, India used astrology, so many places in the world used it, but no, it was the West that discovered it. Newton's known for gravity. It's insane how it's just like, how could you know all that stuff without actually being aware? She is allowed to join, okay? She is allowed to join, she just doesn't want to. She's like, oh my gosh, no. That's not how she sounds. But yeah. That's what's funny. It's like a lot of stuff basically gets taken by the West and then paraded as if they're the ones to do it first. It happens all the freaking time. Like the first to do like nose surgery was in Africa. An Indian guy. Yeah, I know it wasn't the U.S. Surgery it started in a third world country. Yeah. No, I digress.
perfume. Deodorant.
Perfume?
That Indian guy literally said perfume, which is not very much different from a deodorant. And this
Yeah.
Chinese guy is reacting as if
Yeah, my wife uses that all the time. She's like, oh, you use perfume. I'm like, it's called cologne. It's called cologne for a guy. It's called cologne. It's not called perfume, but it's perfume. Every time she uses the word perfume, could mean deodorant, could mean my cologne, could be my spray of Febreze for the room. Yeah, surgery was Indian. Yeah. A total scam, by the way. Yeah, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. It's basically being taken and co-opted and being used by, we did this first. Kind of like how the Nazi flag has, the swastika. It's now known as the swastika when that's not what it is. Well, it's called swastika now. No, but it wasn't, the Nazi flag wasn't called a swastika originally. But it became called a swastika. And it's just known as that throughout. Like, there was no one in the US. Like, I learned what a swastika was when I was in like 10 years old watching Yu Yu Hakusho. and there was a monk with a swastika on his head. And I was confused as to why is the Nazi symbol of hate on his head? And I look it up, and at 10 years old, I'm like, oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. It stands for love and peace, basically. That's what I read when I was, and I remembered that. I absolutely remembered that from when I was 10 years old. I did the research because I was curious. But people nowadays don't do that. They in a lot of even like Eastern culture avoid symbolism that the West has issue with. So if Yu Yu Hakusho was remade now, they would not have that monk with the swastika, because it would be too combative, cause too many problems. Instead of having kids watch it and be like, it's a kid's show, why is this here? And look it up and learn something new. No, they have to care, because what if the parents see? Oh, meaning hooked cross, yeah. Thanks for subscribing. Yes, thank you for subscribing. I was reading the stream elements. But U.S. leaders called it swastika. Yeah. When it was translated from German to U.S., it was translated to swastika. And then it's been known that ever since. I watched the video on it. I was kind of upset watching it because it was trying to just relate everything of Hitler to Christianity when everybody already knows Hitler was a Christian of sorts. And it was just like, no, you're just going to cause more problems with this video. Just talk about the history of it. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. People don't realize many of the third world places dominated for a long time in history. It was really not until the East Indian Trading Company, which took advantage of everything. That's literally what changed the dynamic of the world. If East Indian Trading Company didn't do that, it would probably be more third world countries which would be ruling the planet. Oh, but yeah. People don't realize. Even we Indian didn't know that we are afraid of deodorant. Yeah. Everyone's afraid of deodorant. Oldest evidence of swastika is from Indus Valley civilization. Okay. Swastika is a Hindu thing. Well, it's a Buddhist monk thing as well, because it was moved across. So it's in China, it's in Japan, it's in a lot of Asia, because it moved up from India and around. Yeah, you watched the document. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, bro, I just sent a trailer to recommendation section. Yeah. Oh, Kantara? I've seen Kantara. But yeah, I'll get back into this. Yeah, things get manipulated over years. That's why I always feel like it's best to hear both sides to things, because there are a lot of people in the world that just assume that the West started everything. It's as if America just popped into an existence and Europe and America developed everything themselves. It's just like, what? They were stealing before stealing was even a thing.
They said Taiwan is a separate country in front of the CCP, and now we are all going to die. First of all, if a Chinese man proudly shows me something online, I would just think that they have manufactured a new virus back in Wuhan, and we are going to see live demo of how it's working. Anyways, let's see how far this conversation goes.
Do you use it?
I don't need that.
Brother, you need to use it.
Why should I?
Because if not, you're going to smell bad.
It doesn't matter.
This guy just asked, why should he be using deodorant, as if it's not the obvious answer to that? Like, bro, you are going to smell like shit. Like,
I love how he basically destroys his own argument. How is he gonna smell like shit if he actually washed himself down there? And it's not the shit that smells. Sorry for cursing. I normally don't curse, but I was just, whatever. It's the sweat. It's the buildup of a sweat under your arms. That's what smells. So yes, there are people who absolutely do need to wash under their pits on a regular basis, or get deodorant, which can at least last up to 24 hours if you're not showering. Yeah, because my wife was dealing with someone on a plane who just smelt bad, joked about it, and then he had to run to the washroom and, wash under his arms. hey, the West modernized most of what we have today. It is a fact. A lot of blood and unethical acts hidden behind, but modern science is mostly Western. Modern science mostly came from World War II. Let's be honest about that. A lot of like the human research and what we know about medicine today came from World War II. Yeah, after World War II. Well, primarily it was the Nazi scientists that we had taken. We gave a Nazi scientist deal. We're taking you for your heinous acts, and we're imprisoning you to just pump out your research. And then that's how we got everything to this day. That's how we are. I watched Troll and Troll 2. Oh, yeah, Nordic stuff. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. I wish I could have got more. But yeah, I'm going to need to check out 2 at some point. But yeah, deodorant is kind of important, especially some people, they perspire. Is that the right word? Yeah, they perspire more than others.
Why does he live in a fucking bouncy house?
Literal poop from a butt.
Well, I understand he don't want to use deodorant because he doesn't know what deodorant is. He knows perfume, but you don't know what perfume is. So it's kind of a khichdi that's happening here. But even if he doesn't use deodorant, I don't think he's going to smell like shit because he's not a Westerner. You see, Westerners have this culture of not washing their ass and their hand after they take a shit. But at least in India, we wash both of these things. So at max, he's going to smell sweaty. Not like you or this Chinese guy or this Snow White. You guys really need that deodorant to suppress the smell of that shit stuck in your ass crack. But that's not the problem with at least this guy. But yeah, giving you the benefit of doubt.
Yeah, the fact that he's misrepresenting what deodorant does is kind of annoying, but at the same time, you understand the joke. You understand the joke.
I think he should use deodorant as well.
And that's fine when you're in India because I'm sure everybody else just smells the same there.
Right.
But when you come to Canada or America, you're gonna whip people's heads wondering what that smell is.
Yeah, that's a bold statement, but same goes to Canadian and American people as well. You see a place where everybody is moving around having a pile of shit stuck to their asshole, and these guys are also accustomed to each other's asshole smell. So when an outsider like an Indian comes in with a clean ass, obviously he's going to be outcasted.
There are not 8 billion people in the world. I've been all over the world, and I haven't seen nearly 8 billion people.
Have you been to India? I know a lot of people skip that destination, but
who are this lot of people? All I see is every day some new American vlogger coming to India to farm some views, and those who don't have the flight money are farming views by picking random videos from the internet and making a 1-hour compilation of them speaking nonsense about India and the guys who
having no concept about it, because guess what? The ones that are negative, sadly, are the ones that are going to get more views. Because let's look at this. How many views did this video have? 110,000 views. I'm gonna drop a like. 110,000 views. Because it's creating an argument against the argument. Well, the anti-India memes are true on some level. Yeah, they always are. Jokes are always based in reality. But humans are best at not thinking in general and generalizing. Yes, it's like telling the entire country of US is drug addict and killing each other with guns. True, basically true. But the thing is, stereotypes are funny for a reason, because people can joke around with things and get along and be like, oh yes, you're right. It is ridiculous how certain people do stupid things, even though it is a majority. And I'll always jump on a stereotypical joke. The problem is these things aren't done as a joke. They're done as, oh, this is reality.
who can't even do that are reacting to those kinds of videos. So right now it's a fact that nobody is skipping India.
And even if you don't go to visit India, like I want to ask this guy, how many Indian people have you seen? If you've genuinely traveled the world, how many Indian people have you seen without going to India? Because they are everywhere.
So what's the problem in that? Indians right now have a lot of disposable income, which they are spending to roam all across the globe. If your Middle Eastern cousins would have the same amount of money, they could have also roamed around the globe. But no, they'll only go to UK through that immigration board, right? And yeah, if you're calling out the Indians who have illegally immigrated to different countries, then I'm on your side. But if an Indian is legally going...
Thank you. I like him. I like him. Just with that, I absolutely, hands down, I'm glad I subscribed. Yes, I am completely against illegal migration.
To a different country for work or tourism, and you hate his existence, then actually the problem lies within you and not those guys.
First time in NHL history, O Canada will be performed in English and Punjabi.
Why? Why would you need the national...
Again, I would be against that. I am absolutely against that. That is incredibly disgraceful. You should never force, like, there's a huge, in Canada, a huge Punjabi culture in Canada, and they create such a problem. You can't go to another nation and bring your nation with you. You just don't do that. It is incredibly disrespectful to the nation you're going to. It's the same reason why an American going to the India and causing a problem. It's the same argument.
Anthem to be translated. If you're doing the national anthem translated, is it still really the same national anthem? Nobody listens to the national.
So he does have a point.
No, he doesn't have a point here. Because if you would...
No, he does. He does. Yeah. Yeah, it's incredibly disrespectful. I could understand someone creating a YouTube video with the translation. So if I basically did the Indian anthem in English and I did it here, if I was in India singing the national anthem in English, that would be incredibly disrespectful to the people there. Again, there are so many languages, I think some people would be okay with it, but at the same time, it's incredibly disrespectful. You know how pissed off I get, and my dad's from Mexico. I understand Spanish. You know how pissed off I get when I am outside in public and people are requesting to speak to someone exclusively in Spanish. You chose to be here in the United States of America. Why the heck are you speaking a foreign language? You're not at home. You're out in public. Speak the public tongue. This isn't India where we have thousands of languages. We have one. We have one understood and national language. So this argument right here is absolutely crap. I do not agree with him at all. At all.
Would have heard the announcement properly. It says that for the very first time, the national anthem is going to be in English as well as in Punjabi. So nobody is removing the English national anthem. But the main question here is, Canada has two official languages, French and English.
Yes, exactly. I don't see Punjabi there anywhere. He's already negated his argument. You can't say, oh, it's okay, and then go, oh, it has two. Exactly. It has recognized two languages. Just like the US has recognized one language. Just like India hasn't recognized a language. Because, it can't. There are too many languages, and everyone would be up in arms about it. But you can't use this as your argument, because it has to already. What, is it going to get amended to have a third? And then after Punjab is added, more will travel there. And then you'll have Tamil, and then you'll have Hindi, and then you'll have, it just goes on and on and on. Ugh. Not really disrespectful. We literally translate our many ancient books into Western and Middle Eastern languages. What it does is make more popular some for the anthem. Yes, yes. But the thing is, the books and someone who wants to check out the video online, guess what? They want to hear it. If I am going to a sports game and they start playing the national anthem for 20 different languages, I am not going to be standing for an hour, okay? Oh, why is this topic going in a controversial way? Because he makes absolutely no sense with this argument. I get it. He is in India with a different perspective. But that's the thing. He's bringing his perspective to a country that has an official language. You have an official language. You don't bring your country's language to somewhere. It should be forced upon everyone. Yeah, exactly. You should be able to go out and look for it for yourself. But it should never be pushed on people. People should realize that immigration is a privilege, not a right. Exactly. Exactly.
So where is the French national anthem? Obviously there should be some discussion around it, but I don't think these guys even know that Canada has two official languages. And since the national anthem is already available in two languages, adding one more language is not a very big deal. But yeah, I can understand.
You know, and I was just saying how I liked him. He lost me with this argument right here. He absolutely lost me with this argument because it doesn't work. It's disrespectful. Again, I went on about it. You never take your culture somewhere else. And yes, the spoken language is a part of the culture. There's a reason why a lot of people still do Sanskrit in India. Why? Because it's so ancient. A lot of the prayers are still done in Sanskrit. Because it seems more respectful to keep it in its original tongue. He doesn't see it from his own perspective either. It's just like if you look in your own nation, you would see that people prefer to keep things in their own tongue. They do it to benefit the public. Like the Bible was translated in millions of different languages. Why? Because people don't want to be reading a Greek. Nobody wants to learn a different language to study something. I have the book I have the Quran back here. I didn't want to learn Arabic to read it. Heck no. That's ridiculous. Well, everyone is a little biased on one. No one is truly neutral. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Stand these guys' concern that they don't want Indians to snatch Canada from them like they snatched it from the native Canadians.
By the way,
international students, great. They're all studying at schools that are legitimate. No, 94% are studying at community colleges and these diploma mills for certificates. Like Anderson College, that used to be a Walmart, and then they made it into some diploma mill.
What the fuck? What? I've never heard of this.
Like Anderson College, that used to be a Walmart.
What?
And then they made it into...
Bro, this is like an entire iceberg.
There's no such...
If he doesn't... I'm not going to bother even looking it up. I mean, there are fake colleges like that. What's funny is my friend actually paid $3,000 to join a fake college for a degree that he never even passed the courses for. So he's out.
Diploma mills are run by Canadians only, and they know that many Indians want to come to Canada and work there. So these guys just open random colleges so that they can earn money from Indian villagers. In total, Canada earns almost $8 billion from Indian students alone, and I don't think it wants to lose that money.
So yeah, basically these people are using these diploma mills shown, which really aren't real colleges, in order to loophole the student visa laws.
So yeah.
Well, the main issue in Canada, and I'm not going to completely speak on it, but the issue was they wanted these foreigners in to vote for them. That's basically what the migration is for. If you have a lax migration policy, these people who are coming in will probably be more likely to vote for you because you let them in. That's the whole reason why it was there. That's the whole reason why a lot of places get infested with so many foreigners that obviously don't belong. And I'll say it outright. Those people did not belong. They did not. They were just handed a card. A lot of people in the U.S. do not belong. They're flying flags of different nations. They don't belong. They don't acclimate to the new culture.
Yeah, Canadians are running those schools and taking hefty amount of tuition fees from Indians just to give them a diploma without proper education, but still Indians are the bad guys. Why don't you guys just stop importing international students altogether? Just compromise on that $8 billion and you won't see many Indians.
No. The issue is he's very biased with this argument. He's very biased with this argument. Because the issue is it's the nations that want it. And are you really going to tell somebody, oh, here's a free visa to travel to another nation where the bill is worth far more back home? Are you really going to say no to that? To where you can get paid as much in a week as most people back home would get paid in a month? Well, actually, it's more like in a day, for depending on the type of job you're doing, that you can send back home to your family and then have a huge amount of money. Sanskrit is a different thing. Sanskrit are less about words and more about, the tone, the pitch, and everything. See, we have English prayers in India, which we sing. We are not used to that idea like a boxed identity or of identity. Yeah, but again, it's changed for the people there, basically. That's the whole thing. Like if someone wants to learn, if I want to learn something, I can go out and learn it. And then if I want to build a community around that I've learned, I can go ahead and do that. But to go to a place where something is expected already one way, because Again, this whole thing is about the India fatigue. A man who went to India and made a whole thing about how the crap throwing festival is all over India. And then it was misinformation that was spread. Indians are unhappy that that's basically painting India with the brush of that. So why is now he arguing for the rest of the world to be brushed with, oh, India has open languages. Why can't the rest of the world have open languages? So he's basically become a hypocrite in his own argument. He's become a hypocrite in his own argument because he did not think it through, pushing his own ideals onto it. And yes, I have my own biases, and this is something where it's like, I don't like people coming here and trying to change this nation's language. I don't want to have several thousand languages spoken here. It'd be ridiculous trying to go from town to town to town and having to learn a completely different dialect. I think we can make a video on how illegal immigrants in US and Canada, rules and other rules are illegal immigrants in India. Yeah, basically. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think it bothered me because he was on fire and then he became a hypocrite halfway through the video.
Coming to your country, but I know that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Millions, literally millions of villagers.
Oh my
With
God.
high school and college kids for jobs. That's why people are talking about pooping on beaches. Indians have been here forever. Never heard about pooping on beaches until now.
This is why I told you guys
No.
to finish your food before we go into this video a little bit deeper, because yeah, we will be talking.
No way. Don't be pooping on the beach in Ontario. Oh no. I mean, guys, is this real? With all my heart, I do not want to believe this is real.
Talking about this shit.
No, it's not real. If you properly look at the article in the background, it specifically mentions no proof. This no pooping on the beach campaign was a propaganda against Indians, where few people claim that they saw some Indians shitting on the beach, but they did not have any proof of that, because actually there was no Indian shitting on the beach. It was just a false claim.
First, we gotta talk about the Indians going into Japan.
Yeah.
You saw a video? I mean, well, I believe it's true. Yeah, I believe it's true. There are homeless people. And imagine traveling from a place where you actually have a way to actually clean your butt after taking a crap. Then you travel to Canada, a place where they don't have any public availability to clean yourself properly. What are you going to do? Climb up into the sink? I mean, so I can believe it. They probably didn't like the feel, so they went to the beach and just wiped themselves off real quick. I can easily believe that. I mean, it's disgusting after you've properly cleaned yourself to walk around and feel all crusty in the back. Of course, no one should be forced any other languages which are not native to that land, but translating an anthem into another language into people like Punjabis who say that makes them patriot. Well, that's okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's okay if they want to know it. But the thing is, they can do that in their own time. Someone can post a video on it on YouTube and share it around. It's like, hey, this is what the dialogue is. I think you don't know the geopolitical and psychological game. If you read the whole report, then you will know where we're sorry, where we're I need to get closer. Executing in the nearby countries, and that's the reason why. Okay. The language of national anthem must never be changed. Yeah. Yeah, well, because I think the reason why the Indian anthem hasn't actually been legitimately translated, and why if they're singing it in like like if you go more further south, they're not changing its Hindi language. They're keeping it the same out of respect, because guess what? It's respectful. That's just how it is. Oh, that's why only one Dharmic people was welcomed and given home, not the other illegal migrants. But yeah, it's I'm so glad I'm not in Canada.
Now we are concerned about Japan as well. So this guy is currently very sad because a lot of Indians will go to Japan and according to him destroy that country. But being a Middle Eastern Muslim, he should not be worried about it because his cousins are already there in Japan. They've already started blocking roads for namaz and very...
Yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. If you go to a Muslim nation, they don't do this in public. Isn't that funny? If you go to Florida, they don't do this in public. Well, because the cars are given full right to run you over. If you go to a nation that's more lax, you run into this. Out of respect. And if you don't respect them, it's considered Islamophobia. It's ridiculous.
Soon they'll destroy Japan as they have destroyed UK. So you are definitely not in a position to talk about the welfare of Japanese people because Japanese people have already started fighting back against your community. They are so cautious against your kind that they will start protesting against you even if you start a simple tourism campaign. Now I'm getting bored of this nonsense, so let's speed it up a little bit. These guys claim that women are unsafe around Indian men, but I have already covered this topic in my previous video, so I'm just copy pasting that content here. But right now let's talk about women and child safety. See, these guys claim that women and children are very much safe in their country, but the reality is white men are their god's most rapiest soldiers. Taking United States of Cucks as an example, the population of US is almost 1/3 of India's population, but they have almost 5 times more rape cases than in India. And I know some Indian...
Okay. That's because it's reported. If there is a culture based on shame around the woman for reporting something, guess what? It won't get reported. I do not like how he's bringing this up when he obviously has no idea what goes on. It is absolutely ridiculous. He has no concept. He's a guy, he's got the benefit of it. He needs to actually speak to more women. He needs to get more of an understanding of what it's really like. It is not the same for a man than it is for a woman. Imagine being, like, there's a reason why divorce isn't common, even though cheating is. Because guess what? The woman's life is ruined if she gets a divorce. The man will just move on. He should have never brought this crap up. The most racist video? No, I thought I was enjoying it in the beginning because he was, and then he becomes sexist. First, he was on point, making fun of another racist, and then he became a hypocrite, and now he's becoming sexist because he doesn't know the difference between fear of reporting something and then the acceptance of reporting something. There are women who who will get drunk, completely wasted, and then give themselves up to anyone standing around in the US. That is filed as a rape case. That is filed, even though the woman was asking for it because she wasn't in her right mind, because she drank too much or did too much drug of her own choice. That is a rape case. So you can't have apples and oranges. One of these is far better than the other. One of them is you're too afraid to go to the police because one, either nothing will get done, or two, you will be shamed into suicide. There's a problem with your argument because even if we increase the cases in India 5 or even 10 times, it's still lower than the Western countries if you look at your population. Yeah, you're literally making no argument here. It's the same thing. If a woman chooses to get, again, go back to that. A lot of the cases that are reported, a lot of them get thrown out. But the thing is, they're reported. And it's encouraged to report. And I believe those reports should be done. Reporting something as vile as that should always be done. The problem is, India has a culture of hiding it. It's shameful. That is not shameful. The act of doing something like that is shameful. I'm sorry. Oh. Sorry. This is a I'm very passionate about things. And he should have never targeted that. He really shouldn't have. The last thing where he was being hypocritical, it's fine. It's just a difference of opinion. But here it's just like, no. Reports, imagine if the reports were allowed and encouraged. And India is heading towards that route with a lot of its woman empowerment and things like that. It's going to end up getting there in probably 5 to 10 years. It's going to escalate. It's going to absolutely escalate. It's going to be disgusting how many reports will be coming in. Just play the video. Your point is the same he did make. I don't know.
With inferiority complex will shout, no, in India rape cases are not recorded properly. That's why the count is very low. Americans are better than us, sir. You are saying things wrong. Very wrong. So for their clarification, I've checked the national records and it mentions that almost 60% of rape cases are unreported in US. And let's assume India is very bad and we have like 90% cases unreported and US has only 60% cases unreported.
But again, this argument still doesn't work because we're going off of polls. Polls are incredibly biased. You can never completely trust a poll. What you have to do is actually be there and talk to people. But yeah, I am glad he's pointing this out. But it's still, the argument doesn't match. Because the statistics don't add up. They absolutely do not. There's a culture where it's encouraged. Like, that's the thing. Like, I will watch movies with my wife and I will get pissed off halfway through because it's trying to seed you a meaning and a message there where a lot of people don't see it because it's encouraged. It's just something that they grew up in. It's normalized. But for me, seeing it, I know what its messaging is. I mean, I studied film. Sure, it's a completely different culture, but at the same time, seeing it from the outside, I could see it for what it was. And the problem is, a lot of the films that I saw, which were supposed to be teaching one thing, a lot of people saw it as something else because it was a man empowerment. It's like, no, it's about how he was an absolute terrible human being. He was the villain of the story, but everyone saw him as a hero because that's just how it has been portrayed.
Then also US is way worse than India. And not to forget, their musical festivals are a hub of sexual assaults. In a survey, 92% girls reported that they have faced some kind of harassment. And this is just 20th century, guys. In past centuries, these guys used to burn women alive when they refused to get raped and called it witch hunting. And these assaults are not limited to women and children only. As you know, majority of these guys are gay.
Well, yeah, burn the wives alive when the husband died. Yeah, I mean, every culture has had their really dark pasts, especially when it comes to women. There's no point. Yeah, there's no point bringing up the history of women at all because every nation has had their very bad issue with it.
So they equally assault men as well. And I was looking how dirty the Western society actually is. And one of my subscribers told me that from 1971 to 1979, child pornography was legal in their countries. So yeah, so much for the civilized society, right? This was for...
Yeah. I mean, that child marriage still happens in India. So you can't paint a nation with a brush when your nation still allows things. Indian women used to get burned as well. Yeah, that's what my wife was telling me. The same thing happened there. As when their husband died, light them like a match. Oh, this is just one topic I don't like to compare. Yeah, because it's like the same problem is everywhere. He was talking in the beginning about painting people with a brush. I think the problem was he was getting offended too much. This happens when you get offended too much and then you just start attacking, doing the same exact thing that the other people do to you. That's like the whole thing I had issue with like the swastika documentary I watched, because instead of being informative and giving new information, they were just attacking everything with one brush. And it aggravated me because it's just like, I would like to learn more, not just be told, a backhanded, tell me something backhandedly. And then I was like, oh, here's some information. Oh, backhanded statement again. But yeah, I mean, yeah, my stream's laggy, but I'll re-upload this whole thing at some point. Whew. Again, the first part I liked. Then it became hypocritical, and then it became just Now he's just doing the same exact thing that the foreigners who travel to India do. He's doing the exact same thing. No, it wasn't compared to the witch hunts. The numbers are in no way compared. I don't know how we do compare.
For the American society and for the Middle Eastern society, I think it would be a shame for Indians to be compared to that society, because these guys literally have rape games in their countries where they grab a girl and form multiple circles around her. The people in the internal circle keep on raping the girl while the outer circle keeps the crowd away. And when the job is done, the whole gangs just run away and nobody faces any consequences. They did it once with a foreigner news reporter and then it came to the limelight, but this is a very common thing in their country.
Yeah. Yeah, let's... I don't know about that, but...
So now we're coming back to cow piss, and that's why gangs just run away and nobody faces any consequences. They did it.
Why we need to worry about whatever that is. The Arabic... What? How is that U.S.?
Once with a foreigner news reporter and then it came to the limelight, but this is a very common thing in their country.
For example, this guy is drinking cow piss.
So now we're coming back to cow piss.
Well, I think that's supposed to be healthy. Yeah. Yeah. Urine is actually healthy. It has what is it? Ammonia? It can be used for like wounds, and you can actually drink it 3 times before it becomes toxic. Yeah, maybe I should try. Maybe I should try. Drink it to grow my hair. That's what my wife just said. Maybe I should try.
And that's perfectly fine to criticize. But I don't think a person from Middle Eastern descent should have any say in this, because their own culture is drowning in camel urine and camel dung. These guys have been using camel dung to cure dysentery, and that dung has to be fresh from the asshole. And the less we talk about the camel urine, the better.
So I noticed that a lot of Indians are kind of insecure about their race and claim to be something else. Or
yeah, that's one thing I also don't like is I don't like when people specifically from India are like super into American politics. Like I think.
What? There's nothing wrong with having an interest in something that will help you. There really isn't.
That shit's just so whack. Like,
actually, this is a very stupid point that this Snow White is giving, because in this modern interconnected world, every political decision in a major country impacts other countries as well. And since a lot of Indians are living in America, it's quite natural for Indian people to have interest in American politics as well. But just stop for a second and look at the hypocrisy on his face. He's reacting to an Indian fatigue video, which mainly talks about people that are living in India. But on the other hand, he's saying that it's whack when people from other country are commenting about his country's affairs.
Also, another thing that cracks me up.
Exactly. It's okay for people to have a political opinion which benefits you. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. I believe that everyone should be nation first. If you're Indian, live in India, you should see your nation as top priority. If you're in Japan, see your nation as top priority. China, Russia, Britain, anywhere you are in the world, view your nation as number 1. And if you see anything else happening in the world, if it doesn't benefit you, it should be a negative to you or your nation. If it doesn't benefit your nation, it's that simple. It's that simple. Everyone should be for their own nation.
Is that Indians practically love Israelis, despite
is that true?
Israelis seeing them as subhuman.
See, I'm in a hurry, so I'll explain you briefly. Indians do not love Israelis. You see, India has seen many terrorist attacks from Pakistan's end, but Indian government does not take any strict action against Pakistan. But on the other hand, when Palestine...
Oh yeah. Israel just started bombing the whole war that was going on.
Attacks Israel responds with full force. And that's why some Indians like Israelis, because they believe at least someone across the globe is fighting against terrorism. And that's why these guys support Israel in the Israel-Palestine conflict, which upsets Muslims around the globe as well as Orthodox Christians that hate the Jews. So now what these guys do to fight back? They try to humiliate Indians.
Wait, I'm so confused. How do Orthodox Christians hate the Jews? I'm so confused. I'm so out of the loop in the world, I guess. I know what I know. I have a very select thing that I'm like, I have strong opinions on. And then everything else, I have no clue. I had no clue about that. I'm not going to pretend to know.
Who support Israelis. And since this guy is also Muslim, so he'll also be following the same toolkit.
Like the man is saying, I love Israel, and he's being told to go back to India, and it seems like his girlfriend, wife, or sister or something is saying, you are the king of kings.
This is an unverified fake video. This is also an unverified fake video. And this clip was also in that previous Indian fatigue video. Maybe this Indian fatigue guy and that Indian fatigue guy are in a WhatsApp group and they share notes on how to hate Israelis as well as Hindus.
Most natural wigs are made with Indian hair, over 99.9%. It's called black gold in the industry.
You wouldn't believe where this video is heading.
In 2004, this fact changed everything for Orthodox Jewish women.
Yeah, Jewish women were like, wow, this is such amazing hair. Where did you guys get this from? Oh, India? Yeah, we're gonna have to burn it now.
The article clearly says that Indian wig may contravene their religious law, so all of those women burned their wigs. I don't think it was a problem for the Hindus because the hairs that were used to make those wigs were already used in a ritual and were of no use. This guy is trying his best to show how Israelis are very bad towards Indians, especially Hindus, and maybe they actually are, but his arguments are not making me believe it.
The caste system in India was abolished in 1950.
No, so I actually know about this because my old roommate.
So he actually knows something. Let's hear. Let's hear.
Knew an Indian guy who was like born.
You hear that? How many stages of removal are there for him to have informed opinion? I know a lot about this because my friend knew an Indian guy. I hate that kind of argument. It makes no sense. It's like they don't hear themselves. It's like if it isn't a family member or you yourself, then it really doesn't matter. Because what if your friend is a racist and a biased? You have no clue. Oh my gosh, we're all on the same page. Oh, okay. Cow urine drink is not really in the book, but in the name of holy, they tell you to drink. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the funniest thing, though. Well, yeah. Again, if I think the real thing is if I was watching this and I had never been to India and I had no real understanding of the topics going on, I'd just be listening like, okay. And then I'd hear about like the rape thing and I'd be like, okay, I guess. I don't really know much about it, but I do know a bit. Oh. Yeah. I'm just reading the comments like cow urine is totally bull. Do roast for it. I don't mind. You want me to roast some cow urine? Instead of like
born in India, and he learned all of the things that are actually common cultural practice, and they do follow the caste system invisibly.
Now you might be wondering, when did this start? Because it got abolished in 1950s. Surely that's around the time your grandparents were born. So when did this start? Apparently it was estimated to start in 1500 to 500 BC.
That's not true. Not entirely true.
So a system where you are heavily discriminated against based off of
it
how
hasn't
you
like
were
fully
born
even gone
and
away.
what family you were born in has existed for almost 3,000 years, if not over that.
It says that caste system's origins are rooted in Vedic period, not that it's prevalent from 1000 BCE. In the same screen it's written, it was a fluid division of labor called Varn. Do you know what fluid means here? It means a person can change his labor class if he wants to. So it's not like what this bomber man is trying to claim, but yeah, it's true that over time it became rigid and right now it's a strict system.
Yeah, it was created when Britain came in, they actually made it more strict, and it's become kind of a cornerstone of India. And even though it's been abolished, it hasn't. Just like the dowry has been abolished, even though it hasn't. People still get around and do this stuff.
But stop worrying about the Indian caste system
Yeah.
for a minute and let's
Gifts,
focus on the
not
Middle Eastern
dowry.
caste system. Yes, I'm going to show you the caste system within the Muslim society. So basically Muslims are divided into 3 sects. The first one is the Ashraf. This is the high status group claiming noble or prestigious lineage, often associated with Arabs or the other invading groups. They are connected to religious leaderships, governance, land ownership and businesses. The second is the medium caste in the Muslim society, which is Ajlaf. These are basically the people who were converted to Islam from Hinduism, and they are mostly from the lower caste of Hindu communities because upper caste Hindus do not convert easily. And at last we have the Arzal group, which is the lowest, most marginalized group, often referred to as untouchables within Muslim society. So basically everything here is similar to the Indian caste system, and I think it's even worse because even if you convert from Hinduism to Islam, if you are from a lower caste, you won't be getting reservation benefits if you change your name, and without changing your name, you won't be a proper Muslim. And even if you become a Muslim, there also you'll have to deal with this caste system.
Not to mention discriminating against nationality and religion still goes on today in India. Here's an Indian.
They're being an annoyance. They're blocking traffic. I would want that to happen here. I wish the police officers would start kicking people out of the streets. There would be a lot more through traffic in LA if they were actually doing their job and throwing these rioters out. But no, they're allowed to stand in the middle of the road, preventing people from getting to work. What? Kick them off the road. Kick them off the road. This is disrespectful. Absolutely disrespectful. Not the officer doing his job. These morons who view themselves more important than everyone else around.
Official kicking people while they're trying to pray.
These guys are not praying in their own home. They're blocking a busy road in the name of prayer. Wait a minute. Did this guy just casually justify blocking of roads for namaz?
The Indian truck driver in Florida that killed a family while making an illegal U-turn? Well, this is the Indian response to that. What's wrong? He took out 3 pedos. Chad took out 3 pedos from this world. Oh, but these Indians were making jokes about it and stuff like that. But in the moment they found out he was Khalistani, they turned on him. By the way, Khalistani is just northern Indian.
What the fuck, man? How delusional or dumb you have to be to show a fake map and expect us to believe it. I mean, your audience and this guy might be that dumb, but not everyone is, man. Khalistan is an idea of a separatist group, but it's not officially a part of India. The actual Indian map looks like this, and the Khalistani wants to cut a part of India and make it a new country, Khalistan. But that is not done yet.
In Punjab, there's a visa gurudwara where people offer toy aeroplanes praying for their visas to get approved.
Like, who comes up with this? Like, how do you know what to sacrifice to get approved?
The same way Muslims came up with sacrificing of goats during Bakrid.
Going to bomb the flag. Let's go, America. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Yes, because the radical Islamics are well known for their shaved faces, Indian accent, and the
Yeah.
stereotypical polo t-shirt. Abhay.
This is such a racist video. Such a racist. Oh my god. Oh, yep. Yeah, and well, the funny thing is like the white women will do it just because they want to speak to a manager, and the manager doesn't give them what they want. Instead of just, oh my gosh, But I do like how we started the video strong. We went to a little iffy area, then we went to a bad area, and then a little worse, and then we're ending it strong because we went back to the cows.
Nayak arrested for bomb threat on UK flight. Just once again, another Indian trying to tarnish Muslim name.
Having a non-Muslim name does not automatically mean that you're not a Muslim. There are thousands of terrorists roaming around the world with fake name, fake identities, and fake personalities, and it's only when they are caught we get to know their real identity. So this...
I mean, heck, what was that movie? The crap, what was it? Oh, The Diplomat. The Diplomat, where she marries the Pakistani. I wouldn't have known he was Muslim. He had a clean-shaven face when he was Europe, right? Somewhere in Europe. Yeah, he had a clean-shaven face. He was being all proper and polite, and then he all of a sudden grows out his beard when he kidnaps her and everything, and then he turns into someone completely different because he was just a plant. You are literally watching a racist being rooted by a race, roasted by a racist. Yeah, true.
guy not looking like a stereotypical Muslim man doesn't cut you any slack. And what image you are talking about? All the terrorist organizations across the globe are Muslim organizations, so there is actually no image left to be tarnished because your own community has destroyed it with their beautiful actions. So much so that it's currently unredeemable. So instead of straight away playing the victim card, why not just do some retrospective and improve yourself? So yeah, that's it for today guys. Thanks for staying till the end of this video and we'll see you next video. Till then, keep playing, keep smiling. Sandman out.
Sandman. Oof. That was an iffy one. Iffy one. Name also many times fake. Yeah. I can't believe I took so long with this video. Whew. I can't believe that. Oh, this was supposed to be a quick one. I think that turned out to be like an hour and 30 minutes. But in the end, I mean, there are some good points. That's it for today. Oh, what's funny is I had a list of things. That I wanted to check out, but it's like, we'll see. But yeah, I did enjoy like some of that. Some of that got a little off center. It rage baited me, even though he was gonna reference it himself. But at the same time, it's like, okay. I liked it. He did what most great comedians do, and he wasn't a where you start with one thing and you end with the same thing. Like comedians will start with a joke and then end with the same joke in order to bookend their entire stand-up comedic bit. And a bad comedian doesn't know how to do that. He basically started strong with his topic of like how foreigners are being incredibly racist and not thinking above. He kind of added in his own opinions, and then he started doing basically the same thing the Westerners do. And then he bookended it with going back to, oh yeah, that this is, I was hopefully he was just saying that to rile up, because he was doing the same exact thing by being a hypocrite in the whole thing. Oh.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, where's that?